So today's video is going to be exclusively about the Scavenger Bag, and it's particularly interesting because of how small it looks, but how much you can fit inside. And it makes an excellent assault pack style bag to layer on top of your kit, or for everyday trips, commutes, and a quick grab and go containing all your essentials. This helps you really take only what you need and not pack yourself out, making yourself look like you're bugging out or something to the mountains. This fills the role, like I said, of an assault pack style thing, so supplements the gear you already have on you. It's an essential bag to have for every kind of just prepared citizen or outdoor enthusiast or serious guy, whatever, even profession you're in. This bag really has a good capacity and capability to support you in whatever mission you're doing. In terms of color choices, and then we'll go straight into the technical specifications. The color choices, it comes in either coyote or multicam. Unfortunately, SBC, sword-based camo, is getting phased out, and that was a nice khaki color, kind of what the Eagle Industries style stuff that was used before multicam. That would go really well with the Eagle stuff I have, but I went with coyote because it's going to blend better in my everyday life, and that's mostly what I'm using this for, is just for normal life stuff, normal outdoor trip stuff. Okay, so I've gone ahead and emptied the bag out. That way we can go through all the different features and how it's put together. And first, technical specification is going to be the material. It's made, the body of the bag is made out of 1,000 denier cordura, which is a very durable and rugged denier thread count. For regular load-bearing kit and pouches, 500D is sufficient, and it's also lighter weight and faster drying. But 1,000D cordura still has a place in backpacks and duffel bags. The overall design of the bag is also very simple, and it's well done throughout with edge binding that's also double stitched. There's reinforcing, box stitching in any possible wear points. And throughout using this bag, I haven't noticed any fraying, any loosening of any stitches, any wearing of any kind. And again, I haven't abused this bag, but I've definitely used it, and there's nothing here that would concern me as kind of being a problem in the future. So it's going to be a durable bag that will last you a very long time. As far as dimensions, the bag's width, and we'll do this in inches, sorry metric guys, it's going to be 9 inches wide. It's going to be approximately 16 inches tall, and it's going to be approximately, when fully loaded, and I did look this up when it was fully loaded, but it's going to be around between 5 and 4, I would say around 5 inches, 5 to 5.5 inches. But again, because of the nature of the bag and its minimalist profile and how it's sloped, this will obviously be the more deeper part as opposed to the edges. The webbing used is 1-inch mil-spec webbing, and the shoulder strap width is going to be 2.5, I would say that's like 2.25, almost 2.5, and it extends a little bit out past 2.5. So you're pretty much running with 2.5-inch wide shoulder straps. Very comfortable. I very much dig the design of the shoulder straps, not to mention the actual air mesh that they use, and we'll go into that in, later. But very comfortable, did not really hit my armpits or anything like that, or make it uncomfortable to carry and wear for long periods of time. I took this out for a several-mile hike and had no issues with this at all. It actually performed much better compared to the other bags I've used in the past. So you'll have to do the math on exactly what that combination of inches gives you as far as volume. If I remember correctly, it came out to around 8 liters, which does get filled up fast if you're trying to outfit this with anything more than the bare bones mission essentials. SORD has other bags for that are designed to carry bigger loads and more of a day pack style bag, and this is just designed to be slim and lightweight and very easy to carry around with you. So now we'll dive into the bag itself. Starting from the body facing side, you're going to get a very nice air mesh back panel with built-in foam and air channels over here, and that extends as well to the shoulder straps as well. So that's very good to see. This is not a spacer mesh that's going to just hold sweat and kind of press down over time. This is more of a 3D style mesh, and it quickly regains its shape. There's also, like I said, the ventilation definitely helps, and I took this over the summer We're already in the summer, but over a very hot day, I walked with this for several miles. It did breathe very nicely. Obviously, it has to do with what kind of clothing you're wearing as well, but the sweat evaporated very nicely off of this, and I did not experience any kind of discomfort, which is very uncommon. Usually I sweat a lot and the bags become very uncomfortable, especially during exertion. You also have inside a plastic sheet. You can see here the outline, and this gives it its rigidity, and it's also flexible, and it'll move with your body. But what it does is it does give a very nice structure to the bag, and there's nothing more than I hate than bags that have no structure, and even though they are packable, they just flop around. They have no shape unless they're packed full. So I do like that this has a sheet in it, and it's very comfortable and a good addition, I think. The shoulder straps are also fully adjustable. This webbing is a little tough to adjust on the fly, but once it's in there, it's locked in pretty good. If it was up to me, I would make this, I would maybe switch out the webbing to something a little more easier to move around. There are different types of webbing out there, but once you have it set in, it's also locked in place and it's not going to move around on you, and I do like that as well. Plus, it's definitely feels rugged and durable. I believe this is the mil-spec. I'm not sure exactly which one it is, but there is a mil-spec webbing that's thicker and more durable, I guess, and less like pliable and flexible compared to the other fabrics, and that's what it looks like what they used over here. You also don't forget to control any excess webbing with tape or rubber bands as well. That maybe would have been nice to have maybe a one wrap sewn in here, but again, that's like a nice to have feature, not really something that's like do or die, and you can always make your own tape or use one wrap to police any of the extra straps. You also have webbing over here to have any kind of bladder hoses or cables running through, and that's very nice. And over here, my fingers are not touching over here, this is where your hose would come out, and it can come out of either shoulder. The carry handle is also nicely done. I can't tell how deep it's stitched in, but it's definitely looks like it's in there pretty good. And if I'm not mistaken, it's actually attached to this edge binding over here. Again, a very light backpack, so you don't have to worry about this coming apart. You do also have provisions for a sternum strap, but it's not included. I guess you could also make your own. It would be nice if that was included, just that way it would be swords. You know they put thought into it. It came out good. But you can also make your own just with 1-inch webbing and repair buckles. Again, you can appreciate how nicely done the actual bag is. I'm just going to show you the edge binding on here, but it goes throughout the entire bag. Very nicely done, double stitched, box stitching, inside as well. Excellent design overall, very good quality elastic. And looking at the main pocket, there's going to be a place to clip your bladder on such, as well as the actual bladder pocket. Right now, I actually forgot to take this out. I just have a signal panel. This is from the previous videos. We'll set that out to the side. And I believe you could fit up to 2 liters of water. I don't really have a bladder for that size right now, so I'm just using the water bottle pockets on the outside. There's no internal organization or anything. It's just a basic bag, and I actually have a spare battery charger in there, so I'll take that out. And you can see the inside of the bag itself. Very nicely done pack cloth, and stitching goes all the way down with the edge binding inside. Hopefully you guys can see that and appreciate the level of craftsmanship that's apparent in here. One thing that changed from the earlier versions of the SBC bag is that now there is a rain shield for the zipper itself, which does a very good job at blocking any kind of debris or water from getting in. And the zippers themselves are also very high quality with a nice pull tab that we'll show you how it's used in a second. Very good quality zippers, easy to use, and they stop respectively just above the water bottles. The final pocket is going to be this outside facing pocket, and it's a very flat pocket, but it actually is quite large. It goes all the way down to the bottom over here, and you're able to fit small and flat items, and we'll kind of go over what those could be. On the sides you have, and this is also different from the first version where someone complained that they weren't able to fit water bottles in. These actually do fit water bottles without any problem, and I will demonstrate that for you guys. And the elastic has been holding on very well, even with repeated uses. Again, I was mainly carrying water bottles when carrying this backpack. The The elastic did not wear out at all. Still very easy to, does have a little bit of an open shape. That way I can insert the bottle without fighting the elastic. Good quality mesh as well. Very nice lightweight solution. Just note that if you have 2 water bottles in here, it's going to kind of limit how much you can pack in towards the bottom of the bag. So on the back, you also have 2 parallel lines of shock cord lashing that's fixed in with these points over here. And I would like to see them not be permanently fixed. That way you could set up the shock cord to be interlocking or crisscrossing. But I was able to do it. It's not a big deal. I modified it. And that way I can also have layers going this way. They're still retained somewhat by these over here, these edges. And because of how this was set up, I was able to crisscross it. So not a deal breaker at all. This whole setup is like 30 cents or something. So, and adds extra security on the sides to make sure nothing falls out. So bags that normally just go slick on the back, I find that that's not really a good use of the, you're kind of wasting and losing out on good real estate space. And SORD took that into account and gives you the way to customize your gear and be able to kind of scale up your load just a little bit more to carry whatever extra essential or warming layer or a tubular nylon that you want into the field. Finally, one really neat feature that aids to the security and retention of your bag items is the zipper mechanism. So all 3 zippers have a, well, the top 2 zippers over here have a soft loop ending over here. And what that does is they will mate with the zipper on the outside facing pocket, which has hook on both sides, and you just click it together like this and like this. And what you have is a very secure zipper connection now for all zippers for both pockets. That way it doesn't loosen up with movement. It's a very deliberate motion to loosen them up. And if you don't want, you don't have to use it. You could just move these zippers to the side, problem solved. But I find that it's a very nice way to have a way to secure your items and not have to check every single time if everything is secure because you already have everything nice and tight to each other. So good on them for that. Very nice design feature that I haven't seen much other people use. Finally, we'll talk about the overall shape. As you can see, it's very ergonomic. It sits very nicely on the shoulders, hugs the body, but also provides that ventilation to come through. And nice ergonomic shape. Again, even though the shoulder straps are well padded, does not feel bulky, does not accumulate in moisture or sweat, did not roll my armpits at all. Very nicely done. Actually, the straps go more towards the outer edges of my chest, which means I can also interface this with a chest rig or anything like that, or a load-bearing kit. And then if you use a shoulder sternum strap, you can bring it in those straps even closer. Finally, the last thing we'll show is a tag, so you know it's genuine SORD product. All right, now let's talk about everything we're able to fit in the bag. So the beginning of the video showed everything loaded into the backpack, and now I'm going to show you exactly what was inside the backpack so you can see how much really the small minimalist backpack can actually carry with you into the field. So in the bladder sleeve, there was a signal panel, camo netting attached to the back of the backpack, shock cord lashing. Inside the outside facing pocket, there was 2 chem lights, as well as a USGI bandolier, useful for carrying mags or just basic survival equipment, or just having some quick access items that you could just throw over your shoulder. Water bottle, you can fit a water bottle on both sides for 1 liter of water. Inside the main pack, I had about, I believe this is 100 feet of paracord with the zip ties for the signal panel. Little survival kit, triangle bandage, lighter, hand warmers, some oral rehydration and sugar, water purification as well, a boo-boo kit, and more of an IFAK or a March pause to supplement everything that you normally have on your belt. In addition, I had a battery pack and charger, SAM splint as well to supplement your IFAK items that you already have with you. I could also throw in a set of SORD shears, trauma shears, and we'll go over these in a future video. So, and there was a little bit of room for a few energy bars. So you were able to really fit a lot of items in here that you normally might not take with you into the field. And because it's such a slim backpack, it makes carrying this all so easy, and there's almost now no excuse to go without these survival items. So that's what I really like most about this bag, is that it encourages me to now, and makes it very easy for me to have things that I normally might not take with me, might get lazy, and it does so in a very comfortable way, in a very durable way. Really big fan of this backpack. As soon as I saw it, I'm like, hey, I need an assault style pack. I need that little bag I can grab and go and take to trips and not like look like a weirdo carrying this huge backpack, because you really don't need a ton of stuff for your short, simple hikes, and that's pretty much what most of us are doing anyway. And this makes a very nice kit as well, kid friendly. Would also be sized for a kid, not too heavy for them to carry. This could carry your diapers and what have you, whatever you need for your baby that you're taking on a trip. Snacks for the kids, and the wife's stuff as well could fit in here. So good little backpack. Again, main idea is not to overpack it and not to take stuff. The main idea is not to pack it with stuff that you don't need, but rather with things that you for sure need, and do so in a very sleek, minimalist way that's comfortable, subdued, nice and easy to carry. And yeah, that's all for me today. Next videos will be about other SORD products. I just want to thank SORD for the opportunity to review this as well. And if you guys have any questions, comments about this bag, I definitely encourage you to check it out. I'm not getting any kickbacks from purchases or clicks or revenue or anything like that. There's none of that. But yeah, would definitely recommend this bag. One final con I might add is that there is no MOLLE on the outside. Again, that's not the purpose of this bag. It's not to really overload it with tools and breaching equipment and like magazine pouches on the outside. But there is no MOLLE, so just be aware of that. If you're looking to kind of scale this bag up and carry extra like comms and extra hydration and things like that, breaching tools like I mentioned, this probably isn't the bag for you. But for most people who are watching this bag will actually be perfect for them. And I do encourage you to give it a look and consider it for your next bag purchase. You'll for sure get a lot of use out of it. That's all for me today. Thanks everybody for watching, and everybody have a great day and enjoy the beautiful weather outside.